Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the last film in our controversial film week. And what a ride of a week it's been. We've had some very sort of strong explicit films. We've had Straw Dogs, which was amazing, and we had the depraved Sarlo, 120 Days of Sodom, and we're going to go out with once again another um, extreme film, an Italian video nasty, and we're looking at the House on the Edge of the Park. Now, this is an Italian sort of version, if you like, of uh, Last House on the Left a little bit. And it does star David Hess again, who was starred in Last House on the Left. And this is another film about humans behaving disgustingly. I mean, the film starts, it's filmed in New York, and it starts with David Hass in his car, and he's sort of like following this girl. And he sort of follows her in the car, keeps smiling at her and that. She's not really paying any attention to him, and he sort of then drives really fast and drives in front of her car. And then he sort of makes her car stop. He then gets out and runs sort of like over to her car. And then this is when the sort of fun and games begin. Well, not really fun, but this is when all the abuse sort of starts. And he starts talking to her, saying, "Oh, don't you remember me from your party? I'm just coming over to say hello." And she's sort of like very, because he's barged his way into the car. He goes, look, just leave me alone. And he sort of threatens her with like this sort of blade knife sort of thing. And he then gets her into the back seat where he then pursues a very, very violent rape scene. And he rapes her, and he also kills her at the same time, because as he's raping her, he strangles her. So she sort of dies, and then the film sort of starts with the titles. And then we join him back at his place. He lives in like a car park. He's like a car park sort of manager here in New York, and he lives there, and he's with his friend. Now his friend is a bit strange because he comes across as a bit daft and also a bit very camp, but he's not, and it's really, really strange. And he's got this stupid dance. He's just ridiculous. They both look ridiculous. I'm sure this is like going to be in the 70s, this film, and it looks absolutely ridiculous. And then we join a young couple in a car, a sort of really pretty woman with this sort of good-looking blonde guy, and they're driving through New York, and he thinks he's got a problem with the car. So he drives into David Hass's car park, and he then sort of like tries to negotiate him to fix his car. But David Hass says, "Well, I can't because I'm going out to boogie." So cringeworthy. And anyway, so he keeps offering him money to fix his car and stuff like that. But David Hass is not interested at all. He says, "With that money, why don't you hire yourself a limo and get you home?" And then his friend sort of like interacts and says, "Well, let me have a look at the car." And David Hass starts talking to the girl, and she sort of says to them they're going around a friend's house to like a little get together, and there's, "Oh, what a party!" And so he pretty much invites himself and his friend to the party. But they don't really put up much of a fight not wanting him to come. So that they the guy says, "That's fine," sort of thing. So that they take him along and his friend along to their friend's house, and they turn up at this really sort of posh sort of like house. You can tell that these are the sort of upper class sort of people in New York, and they've let them come along because they want to sort of not take the piss out of them, but sort of take the piss out of them and sort of use them as entertainment for the for their evening because they're just like a group of friends and they just want to use them for entertainment, but they don't really know who they've got along with them. David Hass and his friend are a bit psychotic. Anyway, the girl that's in the car starts coming on strong to David Hass in the house, and the other poor guy starts doing more ridiculous dancing with one of the girls in the house, and they're all sort of cheering him on, saying, "Oh, fantastic, amazing," and all this sort of stuff. They're just cheering him on because they're just taking the piss, really. And David has he cottons onto this, but because this other woman is sort of coming onto him, he's sort of so sub to her that he's sort of like ignores it. And then after the amazing dancing, they decide to have a game of poker. And David Huss goes off following this girl to the kitchen, and then he tries it on with her. And she doesn't seem to push him away or nothing like that. But then she says, "Oh, I'm going to go and have a shower," and she goes to the shower, and we join the shower scene where they're both sort of naked in there, and she's sort of like coming on to him, and then she gives him the cold shoulder, and so he's getting the cottoning on that they're just there being used by these people. And by the time he returns to the main room where they're playing cards, his friend has lost quite a bit of money. I can't remember his friend's name in the film, but David Huss's name is Alex, and he's lost a lot of money. So again, it's all the sort of things ploy to sort of use these two as their entertainment. And in the tables turn, and David Huss sort of like makes them play another card game. He threatens the two guys. He beats them both up because they both tried to. Because he sort of said, "This is a big con. I know you're cheating and stuff like that." So they try having a fight with Alex David Huss, but he just beats them both up. And one of them starts to threaten him with a bottle, but then he produces his switchblade razor and all this sort of thing. And then the night turns into a night of torture, rape, and all these kind of terrible acts. Very, very similar to the last house on the left. So except it's a party where these two uninvited guests that they've let come along for their entertainment have actually turned the party around to their advantage. There's a few films it's quite similar to. It's quite similar to Mother's Day, if you've ever seen that. It's quite similar to that. And of course, it's very similar to Last House on the Left. I'm not going to tell you more on the synopsis. I'll let you watch it if you really want to see it. What do I think of House on the Edge of the Park? Awesome. It's an amazing film. Really, really cool. Obviously, this is the Italians have gotten their their films. It's directed by the same director of Cannibal Holocaust. It's nowhere near as graphic as that. But it's got that very Italian feel to the film. It's almost got a little bit of a giallo feel going on underlining the sort of the Last House on the Left sort of storyline, and it just sort of like it's a very early sort of home invasion torture film, like what's that one, Purge and that sort of thing, and like I said, Mother's Day, which were fantastic films, and this is absolutely brilliant. It's so cool. The pluses of this edition, it looks really cool. They haven't messed around with the image too much. It's still got quite a bit of grain and blur to it, which I quite like because that's what the original had and that's what it's like. It's great to see David Hasselhoff almost playing the same sort of role as he did in Last House on the Left, as this horrible, disgusting man that doesn't care. You're happy rape and murder anyone, and that's what he's there for. And it's really, really cool. It's quite well acted. Does he get his way? through the two lads get their way, you need to really watch it and sort of find out. I'm going to score this film an excellent watch and give it an 8 out of 10. Really, really cool film. Really, really enjoyed seeing this. I used to have it on my Vipco DVDs when I used to collect them. I was in a sort of DVD club, a Vipco DVD club years ago, and they used to send me like 2 films every month. And I had all these films on it, so it's so cool to really see these in a sort of HD edition. Really, really cool film. A real video nasty. There's a lot of nudity in it, and so the rape scenes can be a bit harsh in the film. So it's beware of that if you do want to watch it. But really enjoyed it. House on the Edge of the Park, 8 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. I must be getting close to getting quite a few of the video nasties now. This one was great to pick up in my collection. This is the 88 film version. They have also released this in 4K. I didn't buy the 4K version because, to be honest, I just didn't think it would bring anything to the film. So I just stuck to the normal Blu-ray, and it's great. Really cool film. Check it out if you get a chance. And while you're about it, check out some horror channels. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Designs, Pizzlewell, I'm the Ice Lord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House. And a massive shout out to my lad, Lemon Lord. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.